Attention, I've detected that creature in my proximity again.
This lake is a sad chapter in our history. This purple lake, as you call it, it is our doom.
How do you mean?
The lake was originally filled with the holy essence of life, but the lords punished us and filled it with a purple liquid, which slowly drains life from us and our home.
That is strange. The crew couldn't possibly have done it. Moreover, this substance would be deadly for our probe as well.
Do have quite a lot of obelisks.
Another of those obelisks. I wonder what purpose they serve. This tree is gigantic.
My approximation is that the tree is around 1 kilometer tall.
That's almost 10 times more than the tallest tree on Earth. It looks like it swallowed the obelisk and feeds on the swirling energy.
I think you're letting your imagination run wild, Rachel.
Maybe, but I still want to have a sample.
Totally forgot about the bonding plant. The bonding plant is a part of an incredibly large and complex network of stems and leaves. Based upon rough estimates, such a plant can spread across kilometers of the Ambrosia surface, sharing just one common root. If this analysis is correct, the root would have to be enormous to support this intricate organism. Biological analysis reveals strong genetic mutation caused by an unknown external source. Noteworthy aspect of this mutation is the enormous size coupled with enhanced longevity. Right. Sadly, we can't just jump to a spot that we've already been at unless we choose... Alright, I'll just...
This liquid is a highly corrosive substance. I warn you against further analysis.
Okay, we already learned that at the previous spot. It does look pretty nasty.
Obviously, nothing could survive in the neighborhood of this weird purple poison. I wonder what really happened here.
I'm not counting anymore.
Another of those obelisks. I wonder what purpose they serve.
It's a nice vista. Guess I missed some spot. Oh, here.
So it wasn't a coincidence. They did actually build these things.
It looks like a relic from the expedition. This machete must have been used by the crew to get through the jungle.
And now the inhabitants worship it as a relic. That's sad.
Either that, or it is here to remind them of the past.
Another one of those carvings.
Indeed. Have you noticed the anthropomorphic shape of this one?
I did, and it makes me wonder if they tried to depict us going through the jungle.
Guess that's an arm.
This one even looks more like a head.
I agree. It is probably influenced by the overall shape of this construction as well.
The spherical part again contains a funnel.
I presume that all the funnels serve the same purpose. We just have to find out what it is. It looks like this statue has more to it than meets the eye.
Confirmation. Another strange contraption is hidden on the back of the upper part.
That's very similar to the one that we had before. And even has an inscription again.
Mobot, can you look closer at the scratch marks? They look like an inscription to me.
You are right, Rachel. It seems that these marks once corresponded to the symbols on this object.
I confirm your observations. I might be able to recover some of them. Let me try recovering the inscription. Based upon my new language data files, the inscription can be translated as "Avoid me to learn about your future." Nothing happened.
Damn.
Once again, there's not much we can do yet. So sadly, we will have to return.
Hang on a second, Mobot. This tree looks different.
Do you want me to scan it?
Please do.
It seems that it's sprouting from the spherical element at the bottom. Additionally, the spherical part is full of something which resembles dead vines.
Dead vines? Are the other trees like that as well?
It would seem so.
Let's validate your claim.
I'd like to catch one of those flies.
Warning, this place is built upon an incredibly deep gorge.
Can you estimate how deep it is?
I do apologize, but my current equipment doesn't allow for such a measurement. I could fly down to check, though.
No need to do that. I don't think it's vital for our mission anyway.
Caution, I am being approached again.
So you saw the artifact of the faith. We still don't understand its true meaning, but we know it was really important to our masters. We believe it's here to test our faith.
But it's just a simple broken machete. Can't we tell them that?
They wouldn't listen, Rachel. This is how myths are usually created, and by trying to explain them rationally, we would only lose their trust.
I see that you are indeed interested in our kind. Meet me at our settlement and we will talk more. This time we'll just jump there.
The being is looking at Mobot cautiously. Obviously, we haven't earned its trust yet.
Would you expect anything else?
But it did invite us to its village. I mean, if we were really dangerous, we could just slaughter all those aliens. So...
On both of the two altars we've seen, there seems to be an intricate mechanism mounted. Do they have a known purpose, or is it something long forgotten?
The Pillars of Memories. They were built by an old branch. It's told that these creations prevent artifacts from being obtained. Which means the artifacts are still there.
It's told, so you don't know for certain?
No, we only have our stories and legends.
But it's only been a couple of years. How could they have forgotten so quickly?
Maybe they have an extremely short lifespan.
Those artifacts are part of our legends, and it's been told that the one who obtains them restores faith in a better future.
Yeah, as if a broken laser gun and rusty machete could do that.
They won't, but your intervention could help us gain their trust.
What's it with that purple lake? Essence of our doom, our punishment. That's very cryptic.
Again, all this talk about punishment. I guess it wasn't always in this purplish condition then.
If you want to understand our punishments, I can reveal to you an important part of our history. Please do.
I've come across a strange obelisk emanating some kind of unknown power.
The Obelisks of Enlightenment?
What a name.
They have been erected by Ith as a part of our pilgrimage of enlightenment.
We should find out more about this Ith fellow. I wonder if he's real or just local folklore.
I agree. Without further evidence, we should classify him among their legends.
All right, I am here for your history class.
What is a class?
Forget it. Tell us about your history.
Our past is plagued by a darkness into which we've been cast for a long time. While we've now learned the way of modesty, we were not always this way. We were proud and skilled rulers of this J.U.L.I.A.
Hypothesis. By J.U.L.I.A, he probably means the J.U.L.I.A solar system.
We built our settlement in a place far away from here and proudly sought to expand into the vast blackness of stars. However, the masters arrived and we were taught a lesson in the form of 3 punishments.
Now this is interesting. In theory, they might have sent the signal we intercepted on Earth.
You let your imagination run too wild, Rachel.
Still, I'm curious to learn more about those punishments.
We keep the first punishment close to our hearts. It was back when we were proud and strong. We thought to rule the universe, but then the ancient lords came. They destroyed our settlements and everything we had invented. Only a handful of the obedient were transported to this world. We were warned that everything would be destroyed if we remained so proud.
Do you have any memories of the world you once lived on?
No, all that remains is this tale. After some time we once again grew proud and built our home around the sacred essence. Our luck didn't last, as we forgot to do the bidding of our masters. One night there was a flash of light in the sky. The next day our essence of life turned into an essence of doom. Many of us died trying to repair it. Then Ith, the prophet, performed an ancient rite and was taken away by the masters.
To me, that sounds as if the acid in the lake was a product of an accident, but maybe we should learn more about this mythical Ith.
After Ith returned to us, we lived for many turns in happiness.
Clarification. Turns likely means full revolutions around their sun, or number of years as you call them.
Even if the essence meant our peril, Ith brought us hope. His death, however, led to many branches forgetting the old ways. It was many turns ago when the masters came. The one who bore the title of unintelligible before me saw them descend from the sky with his very own eyes. Unfortunately, he didn't face them as a brave one like the others, and he survived his big shame, which fell over the whole unintelligible.
I presume he refers to some title of hierarchy within their community. I don't have enough data to provide further analysis.
So this visit corresponds with the arrival of our probe at this planet. Ask him what the masters looked like.
They were tall beings of light with 4 unintelligible, but probably he means limbs. They walked slowly and majestically through our home. We went to greet them, but the masters were offended and destroyed all that were unholy.
Ask him if anyone survived.
Apart from the one who bore the title of unintelligible, nobody survived. It was a big shame to us that he hid himself instead of accepting the punishment. If he did, though, we would never hear the story of what happened. Maybe our masters have now come to teach us what happened. This would give our branch new meaning. The creature brightened and rapidly changed color. You could tell this was a sign of great emotion, perhaps even happiness.
Analysis. They probably organize themselves in some sort of families that they refer to as branches. If an individual commits some serious wrong, their entire branch bears the blame.
I became the watcher of the skies, learning the ways of the ancients, obediently listening and learning all the knowledge hidden in our memories. I wanted to become a worthy greeter of the masters, if they ever decided to return.
So that's why you asked me not to hurt you?
At first I thought you were one of our masters who had returned, but you look very different from the tales we share. I was afraid that we have to face the 4th and final punishment. Now the only remaining hope is the ancient prophecy brought to us by Ith. Ith, the great prophet, traveled to the edge of the known space, to the place in the mist.
What on earth is this place in the mist?
High above the 3rd plane of existence lies a place hidden in the eternal mist. There lives one of the ancient gods who knows the answers to all things which have been and will be. Ith learned the ways of calming down the lords, and centuries of peace followed. Ith, however, disappeared into solitude. He He would be seen here and there, erecting large structures from rocks. Later on, we've discovered that during his time of solitude, he created for us a pilgrimage of enlightenment to revere and follow.
What happened to Ith?
He was worshipped till the end of his life. When Ith returned from his solitude, he gave us 4 empty parchments. These were very common to our kind, so we did not see their value.
Do you still have the items?
Of course we have them, but let me continue. He handed these parchments to our leader and told him that the pilgrimage of enlightenment was ready. He refused to tell us any more, so we let the parchments sleep. Much time passed after Ith's death, and we forgot about the parchments. The whole story became nothing more than a fable for our young ones. When we were punished, we sought ways to change our fate. That was when the fable of Ith's journey was spoken again. It became our rite of passage from young one to grown, that all must take the journey of Ith. They would be handed the parchments and spend many days alone. Then they must travel to each place that Ith visited and meditate on their meaning and hope of enlightenment. The one who returns knowing the true meaning of Ith's pilgrimage would become our next leader. Many tried, yet none succeeded.
So what if we wanted to make that pilgrimage?
It's just a waste of time, Rachel. Time we don't have.
We can make the time for this.
You are too trusting, Rachel.
And you are just a paranoid computer.
He seems pleased with us.
Allow me to entrust you with the most sacred scrolls given to our kind upon the most important day of our lives. Now go and seek the sacred places to meditate upon our ways. May you return with answers to the sacred pilgrimage. That was pretty easy. As you've learned, we've lost our essence of our life. Without it, the last of our kind will die, and we will be no more forever. The essence of life turned into the essence of punishment, yet Ith brought back a prophecy from a place in the mist. According to the prophecy, a wanderer from the sky will restore our essence of life, reverting the punishment. Now, isn't that way too convenient? Hidden somewhere in this J.U.L.I.A lies a place where the essence can be discovered and understood in its intact form.
Observation. He drew a solitary symbol for this so-called essence.
We should copy the symbol. You never know. Maybe we can help them.
We'll try obtaining the artifacts for you.
The being looks at you with all of his eyes wide open and suddenly changes color. This could only mean one thing. He is in awe. If you've indeed decided to obtain the artifacts, I have to warn you. It's said that such a deed can be perilous.
Please explain. I need to evaluate associated risks.
Our teaching says that the contraption comes alive only when you pour the essence of punishment inside.
I have a feeling he's referring to the corrosive liquid. Ask him about it.
Is the purple liquid your essence of punishment?
Indeed it is. And you shall not touch it unless you've been entrusted with unintelligible.
What's that? Ugh.
The creature emerges with a purplish container. Handing it to Mobot, it nods to signify that he should take it. If you are the one destined to free those artifacts, bring them to me. I will reward you with an artifact of wisdom. Looks like we have lots of things to do all of a sudden. The Pilgrimage of Enlightenment. What should we do first? I guess we will have a look at that pilgrimage. Oh right, maybe we should have a look at the scrolls in our analyzer. Totally forgot about that. This tree serves as a prime example in support of the survival of the fittest theory. At first, only the bottom part grows, filled with various vines. Those vines compete, and the strongest becomes the bow, effectively killing off the rest. That's those trees with all the dead vines inside. Oh, that's interesting. The scrolls.
Peculiar light sensitivity. Interesting.
Chemical analysis of the small scroll sample revealed an interesting photosensitive quality, similar to that of old photographic film. Container he gave us.
Unbelievable. This container is actually indestructible. I wish we could have taken this to Earth.
Spectral analysis of the sample has revealed some outstanding properties. Based upon those findings, it's safe to say that this container is practically indestructible. Makes you wonder, how did these aliens make a container such as that? They don't seem to be very advanced technologically. The material doesn't react to any available chemical substance, including the most potent acids. Since this is a hole full of light and we have photographic paper...
If our Ambrosian was right and this scroll has anything in common with the obelisk, we might try exposing it to that strange swirl.
And how am I supposed to do that?
Maybe you could make it into a plane and see if it would fly inside.
Not helpful, Julia.
I think we are just wasting our time.
Let's just see what happens. Try holding the scroll so the swirling energy goes directly on the scroll.
I think I understand what you mean.
And nothing happens.
Shut up. Let's wait a bit longer.
We're just wasting time. Nothing will ever...
Something is happening. The swirl has created a visual pattern on the scroll.
Yes. We need to do the same with each obelisk.
Oh right, that's not an obelisk.
I have obtained another visual pattern. I have obtained another visual pattern.
No, that's the last one.
I have obtained another visual pattern.
That would be all of them.
Let's bring them to our analyzer.
How should we piece that together?
Let's try superimposing those parchments. Just click on a scroll piece and it appears in the big picture. If the final image doesn't look right, reset the interface.
This doesn't look right. This doesn't look right. This doesn't look right.
That's it. I think we have the correct image.
But what could it mean?
Judging by certain aspects, it could mean several things.
That wasn't very helpful.
What I meant is that I would rule out a written text. The symbols bear no resemblance to the local language, but it could easily be a map to some place.
Ith has hidden the map to the place in the mist.
Yes, it might be exactly that.
All we need to do now is to find the place in the mist. Time to take care of our other mystery. To retrieve the artifacts, we will have to solve the riddles that are connected with those statues. And when we look at them, we see that there are traces of this purple liquid. Luckily, we have a container now to carry it.
The container is indestructible, right? Mobot, fill it with this corrosive liquid to see if it can hold up.
As you wish, Rachel. The container seems to be intact.
So the spectral analysis didn't lie.
Let's see what happens.
I've poured part of the container into the funnel.
Obviously, this now fills up certain letters with this purple liquid, and it does so by a system of tubes that is hidden under this stone tablet.
Based upon my new language data files, the inscription can be translated as "Flow with me to understand your past."
Which basically means that the liquid has to flow over those letters that are shown here in the inscription. Assuming we start the flow from here, we would now have to make sure that there are no barriers between the letters, so that the liquid can flow from one letter to the next. Here's the next one. Where is that? It's here. Remove the barrier. That's the next one. And the next one. And now it would be able to flow in one uninterrupted motion from start to finish. Let's see whether I remember this part right.
Something is moving. Let me recover the laser gun. Observation. It's actually very well preserved.
It has only been 60 years, so it's not all that surprising.
I've poured part of the container into the funnel.
I'll put back the ones that I had kicked out.
Based upon my new language data files, the inscription can be translated as "Avoid me to learn about your future."
Once again, the symbols and the hint tell us what we have to do. We have to make sure that the liquid does not get to these letters or to these symbols. So there has to be a barrier around them, but not around anything else. That's fine so far.
Something is moving. Let me recover the machete. Interesting. There's no rust on the machete.
Yes, we've solved all the riddles.
Here is your artifact.
The being took the artifact and without saying a word, took it inside his home.
Now that was abrupt. Don't these creatures believe in saying thank you? Alright, give him that second artifact, Mobot.
Once again, the creature carefully placed the item in his lair. His color slightly changed to some emotion which you had not seen before and could not decipher. And just as quickly, it was gone. Just when you started to wonder what he was doing, he returned with a black box.
No way! It's an Omega disc!
It must have been misplaced by our expedition.
I wonder how they could have lost such a thing.
Seriously? No new topic to ask him about that? For now, we seem to be done on this planet. One second, I'll just make sure. Oh, right. Sadly, there's no new topic either. I think I'm going to call it quits for tonight, and we'll return with another episode sooner than last time.